is another episode brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Let's go. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Appreciations to everyone. Shout out to the HBOs, the SGs. All right, let's go. As they say, life like this, I wish raindrops will fall. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. I know, I get it. I know you read the title, and it says, are you losing your mind? Huh? Come on. They really say, ain't no party like a cowboy party. Yeah, let's go. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan. Mo, shout out to you. I see you in the chat. Let's go, Mario. I want to know where my real ones at. Rain, sleet, or snow. I don't want the fake ones right now. I'm only speaking to the real ones. Right? Let's go. All right. Turn me down just a little bit. Yeah. Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. Oh, my goodness. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys had a blessed weekend, and I hope all is well with each and every last one of you all that's tuning in. The Dallas Cowboys, it's party time, Brian. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. It's party time. It's the Cowboys off season, which is long, by the way. It's never a short one. And, of course, we get the good, the bad, the ugly that goes with it. And Jerry Jones. Hate it or love it, he is the owner of this team, right? And we've been on a 27-year, or is it 26? Y'all help me out. Shout out to you, VIP, baby. It's been that long. A long time. And regardless of it, what it appears to be, that a lot of people think that every year you're supposed to be in the thick of it, right? Every single year. Every year you're supposed to be in the Super Bowl. And it's high hopes for some, and then it's low hopes for others. And then some people can go back and say, hey, this is what's going on. Why? 26, man, 26 years. Appreciate you, Lovey. So, what happened to the Cincinnati fans? Did they lose patience on their franchise and organization? Did they stop buying tickets, apparel, and all of that? Or now all of a sudden they got a regain of love, trust, faith, hope, optimism. That's what I meant to say, yeah. With their organization and franchise. What are we doing here? Like, where should your allegiance be? How much patience should you have, right? What's for better or worse? For sickness and wealth and health and all of that other stuff, right? If you add it together. James Buchanan says at least once every 30 years, right? So, you know, the ideology of a bandwagon fan will be, man, I'm going for the Cincinnati now, right? I'm rooting for them because they just played in the Super Bowl and they could have a chance and an opportunity to go back before the Cowboys. So I'm rooting for them. But what about the diehard Cincinnati fans that was rolling with them, rocking with them, right? For all of those years. And now it's going to be 32 more years, right? It's 32 years and counting for them. And they don't even know what a Super Bowl looked like being lifted up for their organization, right? So now you're going to jump over to their organization. That's crazy. Or, you know, the new love affair for the NFC East now. The new love affair is the Eagles, right? Their franchise and their organization and their fan base, right? The last time they won before 2017, was in 1960, right? Didn't minicamp start? I think minicamp will start sometime this week. We will have the release of the schedules. But release of the schedule will be on the 12th of this month, so I can't wait to do an episode about that, right? The expectations. I'm riding with my boy. So what about those Eagle fans, right? Look how they back up their team and ready to fight and claw, although they only have one ring. We ain't talking about the rings that they had before certain sector of people had the right to vote. But, we ain't finna go all the way back to the 1930s and stuff like that when they had like 5 teams in the NFL, or wasn't even the NFL at the time, but they do claim those. But it's still less than 5. Jay Versick, remember Cowboy Nation, Dak plays like a top 5 quarterback. He got a strong offensive line, example, 2016 and 2018. Beginning of the 202. We got this, DC for life. Shout out to my guy, Jay Versick. I appreciate you, Jay Versick, with the cool.
That's where the guts went, just dropped it.
Well, that's what it is. What up with you, Lord Nova? Appreciate you. Ring around the tub. Shout out to you, John. Appreciate you. So I get it. We can have a level of optimism. We can be pessimistic as well, right? But at least we're heading into this season from last season, 12-5, and I don't want to hear the strength of schedule mess. It only accounts or equates for 2 games. And the NFL is a cycling type of business anyway. So what you did last year doesn't automatically prove that what you're going to do for the next year. It don't. It don't matter. Strength of schedule really don't matter. Teams are changing 40 to 50% change, collectively speaking. Right? So I want to know where is.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Right. Where my dogs at? We ain't worried about it, Shout out to you, Lady Jessica. Appreciate you for jumping in. All right, so that's enough of my monologue. I just want to play this audio. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan. Be sure to subscribe to them on YouTube. They're killing it over there. And also be sure to listen with an open ear, open mind. I'm finna hit this audio. Give me 1 second here while I find it. It's somewhere in the weeds over here. Here we go.
Pose this question to the Cowboys fans and the Tolos because, we were talking about earlier the accident that Jerry Jones was unfortunately.
Before we go further, can you guys hear the audio? Let me know.
Involved in. He's going to be okay. Obviously, the video can be seen. Troy Hughes put that out, at Tommy Sledge on Twitter via TMZ there. But it just felt like just another thing this offseason that has been a rough offseason, whether it be on the field, off the field, and how things have ended since the playoff loss to the San Francisco 49ers. And obviously, last week we had the NFL draft. Tyler Smith, the number 24 overall pick for this team. You're hoping is your starting left guard by the time we get to week 1 of this year's NFL season. Have Cowboys fans lost their patience? Has patience run out for Cowboys fans who have looked at this franchise after what happened in the playoffs, the losing of certain individuals, Amari Cooper, La'el Collins, Randy Gregory, among others, and now the draft that they had? While you feel like if you're the Cowboys organization, you did what you have to do to address needs, but I think for people on the outside looking in, not necessarily the most exciting draft, if you will. And it's never necessarily going to be exciting when you draft an offensive lineman.
All right, so y'all hear my guy Kelvin Gray. Did you guys lose any faith? Are you losing patience with this team, right? And my guy Eastside Harold, appreciate you, man, for jumping in. You
could not live with your own failure.
Appreciate you for jumping in. But I appreciate you, man. Here's the thing. Eastside, who is a Texans fan, right? He loves and support his team, right? and he never got a chance to see his team lift up a Lombardi trophy. But you don't see him ragging and dogging out his team. That's the crazy thing about it. You know, it is what it is. Let's go. Y'all can hear it. Let's go. Lower Look, that's one thing. That's one thing that I would like for people to do, is to lower expectations until you see out of the offensive coordinator. In general, what you're saying is in a roundabout way, lower your expectations. Don't have this high expectation. Super Bowl. No, one day at a time, one movement at a time, and then you continue to grind, work your pace, stay and stick to the race, and then 1 week at a time, you'll look back and say, okay, now this is where we at. Now this is where we at. Now this is where we at. But when you have those crazy expectations and don't enjoy the small things, you'll be mad at the world because you are not hitting your expectations. And that's what I want collectively for Cowboy fans to do, is just lower them. Don't have it whereas, and if you're very optimistic and saying, okay, we're going to win the Super Bowl for 20 years in a row, be that person. But at the same time, it's like raising kids. If they third grade now, you don't go ahead and say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have the graduation ceremony for you to graduate from high school. Now, no. Get out of third grade first, right? Learn all what you can learn while you're in the third grade, and then learn all what you can learn while you're in the fourth, and then you work your way up, build up that momentum to that time frame. But it is what it is. Shout out to everybody for jumping in. Let's listen to more of the audio.
No, but, there's nothing wrong with that. Teams draft, like the Steelers drafted offensive linemen before.
The Cowboys done it.
The Cowboys have done it before. A lot of these great teams, great franchises draft offensive line. There's nothing wrong with drafting offensive line in the first round.
Nope.
I may not want to go with a center or a guard necessarily in the first round, but I can be talked into it. Zach Martin certainly was worth it. Travis Frederick certainly was worth it. Hopefully Tyler Smith is not a guard for long, but he hopefully is worth it as well. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. We've seen teams draft a pair of offensive linemen in the first round before, and you know what they did? They didn't have to worry about the position for a decade.
Yeah.
Right.
There's stability when you look. Sometimes the not so sexy picks are the ones that make the most difference. Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith. Those guys have been or were stalwarts on this offensive line for years. And you're hoping that Tyler Smith obviously becomes one of those people. I posed this question on Twitter at Kevin Gray Sports, and I got a varied amount of responses when it came to whether or not people have felt like the patience has run out with this team given the lack of championship success that they've had over the past 26 years. Here's one response on Twitter. I've been a fan for 30 years. If it hasn't by now, it's never going to. I unconditionally love them even when they don't deserve it.
Wow, unconditional love. What's up, everybody, man? Appreciate you guys. So for 30 years, that fan, been a fan for the Cowboys for 30 years. For 30 years. I want people to understand the context of everything. And now who can list the coaches in order? Because I definitely can't at this point. But after Jimmy Johnson, you had Barry Switzer. And then you had, after Barry Switzer, you had another coach, right? And all of those formalities of coaches to come in, the realest coach that we had in that time frame, between that small gray area, was Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells was the realest coach we had in that time frame. And he only been here for, 3.5 years, close to 4. And out of that time frame, he took a team to the playoffs. Remember Quincy Carter? Made it to the playoffs. It was 10-6 one year. He took an undrafted quarterback by the name of Tony Romo to the playoffs. And that was in 06, right? And then when 07 hit, of course, Parcells walked away, and we had the emergence of Wade Phillips, who in that 2017, look, we just got to look to the whole picture right here. And then we block these people, man. God, dog. Get out of here. Oh, my gosh, man. What's wrong with these bots, man? All right, y'all got to let me know when the bots come in so I can get them up off of here. Big tuna. My guy says, somebody got Dre Maddox says Switzer, Gailey, Campo, Parcells, Wilson, Garrett, McCarthy. Out of that list, I think Switzer have the highest playoff percentage, right? He won 5 playoff games. And a lot of people will say, hey, that's because there were Jimmy Johnson players, and that was because of the mighty Troy Aikman, those boys like the playmaker. Oh, and then we had Prime, Coach Prime now, and we had Emmitt Smith. But those were leftovers from the Jimmy Johnson administration. And one can argue that that's when Troy said, hey, we had to win in spite of the coaches, right? So that's a story of a different day. Switzer, Gailey, Campo. Shout out to Dave Campo, brilliant person, man. And then Parcells, and then we had Wade Phillips. Who's Wilson? Who's Wilson? Who's Wilson? But then we had Garrett. And then we had McCarthy. Switzer the GOAT, Sam Rowe. But it is what it is at this point. That long stretch of time was primarily Jason Garrett. Not Wilson, Coach Wade. Yeah, he just messed up on that one. You know, it's all good. At least he got it close, almost close in order. Could have been a typo with the fingers. But here's the thing, Cowboy Nation. We have Coach Mike McCarthy, and I've been banging on the table, and I said to myself, all right, if the Cowboys look into this in a different light, a different spectrum, that if you look at Mike McCarthy, who took a year off and had all type of crazy stuff going, his first year he went in with this coaching staff in a pandemic year. 6-10. His second year, 12-5. Now we entering into his third year. I don't see this team being 6-10. David says, yeah, Wade Wilson was the quarterback coach. Yeah, and I think he's on another dimension now. May he rest in peace. And he was the guy that sought out their Dak Prescott, and we hope all is well. The Clapper, yeah. So that's a long time frame. That's a lot of patience. And sometimes you can be looking at a situation in a scenario and beating yourself up, just beating yourself up when we knew what was going on. So you're expecting Jason Garrett to coach up an organization in a franchise, to take them all the way to the Super Bowl, who didn't have a lot of experience. And I know it sounds like a bevy of excuses, but these are the realities of it. We depended on talent and not coaching. There's not one game, well, there's probably 1 or 2 games in the 13 years that he's been here that you would say to yourself, heading into that game, we have the ups. We have the upper edge because of the coaching team. No. It was sure, we got talent. That's how we're going to win games. Let me know if I'm lying. Right? 8-8. That's who we were. Average at best, right? Oh, that's what the Cowboys were all about. And then we had the situation whereas the moment Jason Garrett left, of course, we went 6-10 in a pandemic year. And now look at us. We're 12-5, and a lot of people still mad and angry because the spillover of all of those years of being average at best. How about that? Jason Garrett covering the USFL. Shout out to you. Appreciate you.
Another response. Been a fan since the 70s, and their lack of urgency and willing to get with the latest trends that are successful now are frustrating. I have them on the clock. Fans seem more hungry for a chip than the front office. One more, for example. Patience ran out years ago. At this point, I'm just a sucker for pain. Like, that just gives you just some of the idea of how some Cowboys fans are feeling. If you were a fan on the outside looking in, has your patience run out for this team when it comes to the lack of success and now all the things that have happened this offseason just make you feel like, you know what, here we go again, another merry-go-round?
Yes, indeed, baby. Oh, my God, David is on fire today. He says Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett wasted a lot of talent, basically. Yeah. Yeah, we had talent. Look, talent is not the issue. It's not. And what happened is that the sins and all of the worries and the problems went from that organization of coaches, right? Because it's the same organization. And now we're still talking about the same thing. Man, look at all of the talent. And people fail to realize it's the same song and dance, right? Team always had, look, let me just pull this up. Let me go right here. We're going to go to Google, and we're going to do this project together, right? We're going to put in 2007 Cowboys Pro Bowl roster, Pro Bowlers. We're going to pull up that. Yeah. Let's pull it up. '07, they lost to the divisional playoffs versus the Giants, 17-21. They had Big Flozell Adam, the Barbarian, Big Leonard Davis. Can't you say Leonard Davis? You got to put Big Leonard Davis, right? Greg Ellis, Nick Folk, Gerard, who made all pro, by the way, Ken Hamlin, Terrence Newman, Terrell Owens, Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware, Roy Williams, and Jason Witten. Right? All right, so let's go to the following year. Y'all think I'm lying with it. Let's go 2000. I went 2009. But that will work too. But let me go 08. Just, God dog, I keep hitting 9 instead of 8. Come on. What that 8 at? Come on. There we go. 8, baby. All right. Didn't qualify for the playoff. But let's count. 1, 2. Y'all count with me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Pro Bowlers, baby. 8 Pro Bowlers. That's enough to get you in there. And this was before they had alternates, right? AP All Pros. Where? First team, Witten, second team. Oh, let me type in 2009. I'm coming with a solution right here for all of you guys. Oh my gosh, 2009. Even Miles Austin, Pro Bowl. Count those players up. But I keep seeing a common thing over here, Cowboy Nation. The Cowboys don't have an offensive line. Those are 3 years in a row that I'm looking at this thing with an offensive line making a Pro Bowl. Gerard, Big Leonard Davis, Mike Jenkins, Terrence Newman, Jay Ratliff, Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware, Jason Witten. And then, what I really like is the AP All Pros, right? I got pros. Jay Ratliff, first team All Pro. Get out the way. DeMarcus Ware, first team All Pro. Gerard. Second team All Pro. Tony Romo, second team All Pro. Jason Witten, second team All Pro. So you guys get what I can go on and on and on. I can do this for hours. So what I'm trying to get at, Cowboy Nation, is that we had the talent, we had the players. But if I hand my daughter the keys to an Aston Martin or a Ferrari, she's gonna wreck that thing, baby. Because in that same time frame, you had the coach Jason Garrett going through all types of growing pains. I'm talking about crazy decision making. And I would sit here and tell you guys something, Cowboys blue in the face, and say, man, if the Cowboys only did this one little thing, stop looking at because of the quarterback or what have you and the talent level. No. if they did this one little thing, bring in the head coach. All you had to do, if Parcells, and I know if was a fifth, we all would be drunk over here, right? All the Cowboys had to do, if Parcells was still the coach, if Parcells was the coach for the amount of time we had Jason Garrett, we could at least been to the Super Bowl at least one time, right? At least one time. It probably been some Super Bowls in there. Maybe, just maybe. Multiple rings.
No, look. I think we need to change expectations a little bit. This is a salary cap league. This isn't 1992 anymore, where you build a team and then you win 3 titles and then you move on. Or the Niners in the 80s. The best team doesn't win anymore. The hottest team wins. The luckiest team wins. The team with the best quarterback wins.
Hey, when he says luck, y'all already know what Jimmy Johnson would say. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. You see, you got to be prepared. You see, in the moment, there's a winnable situation in the moment, but you got to prepare yourself for it. Because I already know what they about to say, and I haven't played the audio all the way through. But they're going to talk about, hey, the dead's catch, no catch. But what if I told you? What if I told you that fumble by DeMarco Murray was heavier than the catch, no catch? What if I told you the missed kick was more of an impact, that Bailey had the missed kick than the catch, no catch situation and scenario in that playoff game? You see, what if I told you, even if I'm not finna leave my Cowboys off the hook, not finna leave them off the hook in 2016, being down by what they was down by 20 points or such in that playoff game. But if you're prepared for that moment, you don't have to make that, we got to try to have a rookie quarterback to keep us into that game, to catch us back into that game. But if you're prepared for that moment, woo, whole different situation. And that goes back to coaching. I digress.
This has become more and more of, if you don't have the best quarterback in the NFL, it becomes more increasingly difficult for you to win. And the Cowboys don't have the best quarterback in the NFL. They got a tremendous one. And there is nothing wrong with the guy they have. And I'm going to defend that dude until I have to. No more.
Right.
Because he deserves to be defended. He is a tremendous quarterback. But he ain't Patrick Mahomes. And he's not Josh Allen. He's not Aaron Rodgers. And until you're one of those 3 guys, you're going to need one thing to win. Luck.
Wait a minute. How many rings do Josh Allen have? Can y'all put that down in the chat? Now, granted, projections and everything, you would say, well, he's going to be there, Law. Excuse me. He need people around him just like Dak Prescott. And excuse me, Pat Mahomes, he's been to the Super Bowl twice. And my goodness, did he do it by himself the first time? No. I get it. He got the Super Bowl ring. And I love the fact that he got that Super Bowl ring, by the way. I couldn't live with the 49ers having one up on me. You know, everybody else can win multiple Super Bowls. But as long as the 49ers stay where they are at right now, I'm okay just for a little while, right? And just like we were saying, it's 26 years for us, it's been 27 years for them. And for those who out there crying and complaining, you know, you're talking about, hey, I lost patience, I'm losing faith, hope, and all of that. It hurts more. It's like alcohol poured upon the wound when you get all the way to the big dance and you ultimately lose it, right? It's no truth that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to make you back. If you think I'm lying, there's another quarterback who had a brilliant year Dan Marino, and never got back to the promised land. People think that it's easy to get to the Super Bowl multiple times. It's just that Tom Brady, oh my goodness, he threw a big old crazy wrench into this thing. Let's go.
You gotta bounces go your way, injuries go your way, or don't come your way, I guess that's just it.
Right.
And then you need to have a favorable road. Like look at the Rams this year. The Rams got a little lucky that the Cardinals basically hated themselves down the stretch. Then they beat Arizona in what was a home game. And then they got lucky that the Cowboys lost to San Fran, so they didn't have to go to Green Bay. And then they got lucky that Green Bay lost to San Fran, so they didn't have to go to Green Bay in the next round.
Right.
And then they got lucky that Kansas City lost to Cincinnati because they'd have gotten worked by the Chiefs, I think, or the Bills.
Speculative. Yeah, right.
The Bengals had no business being there. They won a playoff game. Derek Carr had first and goal from the 9.
Derek Carr did fumble the bag. First and goal, you know. And before they go into that other wonderful talk piece right there, Cowboy Nation, defense did step up for Joe Burrows. I'm quite sure that Tannehill, he threw by 3 or 4 interceptions in the game that they played in. But that's the story of a different day. We need Bradbury from Banks. Yeah, I do like Bradbury. Bring him in for a cup of coffee. I think that we do have enough money to bring him in to entertain that thought track. I think we talked about this before. And shout out to my guy, Cowboys Fan Talk Only, Mr. Rome. We talked about that on our show last week. We talked about, adding James Bradbury into the mix. That would be nice. I don't think that the Giants have enough capital, cachet, to pay for James Bradbury. Now, reading reports that he might land on the Washington team, but we'll find out, though. I don't think the Cowboys have that appetite of grabbing James Bradbury, though, by the way. Too much money, too much cash for the Cowboys.
Ryan Tannehill threw 3 picks, and the Chiefs were up, 21-3 or whatever that game? They blew it. They had no business being there. They had to get lucky to get there. So the Rams win 3 games by 9 points in the postseason, and all is fine.
And don't forget that Jaquiski Tart dropped interception.
The dropped interception. Like, all these things had to fall right for the Rams.
What was it? 9 sacks? Wait a minute. Joe took 9 sacks and still. No, that team ultimately won it. And I get it, though. I absolutely feel what you're saying in that moment and at that time. And at that time, that brother, he's cool. Joe dropped back, and he was carving up the teams that he played against in that playoff run, right? In that time, right? But we can't leave out Joe Mixon, and you definitely can't leave out Jamar Chase. You just can't say, okay, yeah, Joe did this all by himself, even though the offensive line was in shambles. But I come here to tell y'all, beautiful people that's watching right now, that front 5 is a unit that they got to play together. You just can't wake up and roll out of the bed and say, okay, we're going to insert this guy, insert that guy. Because let me see what Joe Mixon did behind that horrid offensive line. Let me just pull up Joe Mixon. Let me see, because he should, if Joe Burrows did it all by himself, Joe Mixon should only have 500 yards last season. Then let's see what he had running behind that horrid offensive line. Okay. Wow. 292 carries. 3rd amongst everybody in the National Football League, 1,205 yards. Do you guys see what I see? Don't disregard all of this because we don't care about that. But do you guys see 13 touchdowns? That's 13 tubs. That's 4th in the National Football League. 4.1 yards per tote. That's not that's not good or what have you. But baby, let's look at this thing all together. Forced missed tackles, 41. He had 2 fumbles. He held on to the ball. Okay, and I'm leaving out the receiving yards. He had 314 yards. 3 touchdowns receiving. So I guess that this guy must been sucked. This guy's stats must be horrid. Joe Mixon must be somebody that you can just say, he ain't nobody. Because he did it behind that horrid offensive line. This dude collectively had 16 touchdowns, 13 rushing, 3 receiving. That's a lot of points. Nerves running football, yeah, Hurricane. But yeah, that's why we don't go by the grades. We don't go by the grades. We're not even looking at that. We're looking at the facts. We're looking at just 13 touchdowns, regardless if it's pro football focus, pro fantasy focus, or pro I don't know focus. Those are tangible things. We're talking about tangible. There's grade intangible. These are things that they go by grading on their system. We're talking about the tangible things, right? We ain't talking about the intangibles, right? So that is what it is. So stop it. Stop it saying that Joe did it all by himself. That's fallacy. Let's go.
To not look like they lost the trade with Detroit because they gave up so many picks.
But all's well that ends well.
They
right? They won a championship.
They're fine. They won the championship. They won the trade. History is written by the winners.
By the winners.
And great. Knock it out. Knock it out of the park. But that's what it took. And look what we've had. We've had a Dez catch that didn't go our way. We had Mason Crosby make 2 inexplicable field goals. In a game.
Aaron Rodgers and Jared Cook.
One of the greatest throws of all time.
Right.
So okay. It's just been a little unfortunate. So my expectations have changed. I'm looking more of like, you know what? Do the process the right way. Eventually it'll fall right. I know it's very Jason Garrett of me to say that, but that's just how I go through life. And do your day the right way. Eventually things will fall through. Yeah. And I just don't. I never take my own advice.
You're good for that.
Yeah.
And I say this quickly because I think for a lot of people, the Cowboys draft is a draft that projects more toward the future than it does the right now because you're hoping that several of these guys turn into the kinds of players that will help you not just win now, but also into the future. And you feel like that this team was close to be able to winning going into this upcoming season. And now that they've taken the steps back with certain guys, even if you feel like those guys were not going to be part of winning going forward, they did take steps back. This draft class needs to hit in order to be that way.
All right, so they said that the draft class need to hit, and let me pull up some of the stuff that I got over here on Twitter. And I'm not saying, and the phone lines are open 657-390-7391.
Normally a really tough division with the Steelers.
All right, lady, shut her up just a quick second. This is what Dan Rogers had to say about my guy Parsons, right? And as well as the new guy, D. Williams. Violent hands, explosive get-off, got into trouble in college, got into trouble in high school, super fast, will chase you down, great length combined with great strength. Just 1 year of college game wrecking productions. And they put both of those guys side by side. And when we say troubling, of course, none of these guys got arrested or went to jail or what have you. All charges been dropped by both guys and whatever had happened along the way with those boys. But I'm coming here to tell you guys, when you look at players, don't look at them as isolated individuals. Look at how Dan Quinn, when he get his hands on those boys, excuse me, when they fit into the system of the Dallas Cowboys, look at the total picture of how they're going to be utilized amongst each other, not as individuals, Cowboy Nation. And I get it. A lot of people tend to lean on the negative sides of things and say, this is what going to happen with said player down their career, what have you. All right, we got the first call of the day. Lady Jessica, you live.
PVO, PVO, PVO. If you ain't positive, only get up out this chat. We are sick and tired of y'all. Season ain't even got started.
Right.
OTAs getting ready to get started. We got some new players going on. Y'all don't even know what these people are. Y'all judge them just like you judge Michael Parsons them. And
Get 'em.
What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Them boys came out there and balled. You want to blame the players. You want to blame the players. But you never look at the coaching. You never look at the Jerry Jones and them getting involved. And you hear people say this all the time. And yet you people still here saying the same thing year in and year out. It's all season and the OTAs ain't got started and
Right.
you're already trashing the team. Like, you don't even know what this team's finna bring. You don't know who gonna win the ring. You don't know who gonna be in the Super Bowl. Yes, we always say our team gonna be in the Super Bowl. Who doesn't? Every
Right.
fan base does. So shut up, people, and get up off Dak, baby, because that man ain't the problem.
Hey,
And if you
hey,
claim that you
let me
tired
ask you this.
and
Let me ask you this, Jessica. You remember last year around this time, Dak wasn't even throwing the ball, right? He was going through his recovery. So now he got a chance to work with these guys. He got a chance to really get involved into the system so that
Exactly.
everything can work out well. But I get it. A lot of people look at it like, hey, this guy has let the team down year after year after year after
No,
year.
he's not. The man
Yeah.
got injured and couldn't even play for the. Man, these
Bring it,
people
bring
ain't-
it.
They
Yeah.
don't know nothing. They
Get it.
don't know nothing, Law. They obviously young bucks that ain't even seen the Super Bowl, so they sitting up here running their mouth and don't know what they talk about. I lived through the C3. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. If you don't have patience, baby, then bye. Go find you another team. Go support them other team. We ain't got time for that. We looking forward for a great season. We looking forward for our quarterback to come and ball with those boys. Y'all don't know what them people doing off because Dak got a whole football field in his backyard, baby, and he get out there and work with them boys. That's what you don't know. That's
Yes,
because you sit here and you want to look at what these folks saying in the media. Them media people don't know nothing. They just fishing. They just like these people that be out here trying to catfish people and catch them. Man, y'all people get up out of here. I got to get ready to go back to work.
Appreciate
Man, y'all
you.
people are something else. But y'all stay positive, people, and looking forward for a great year. That's all I got to say. PVO.
Can I get, how about them Cowboys before you leave?
How about them Cowboys?
There you go.
PVO.
Lady Jessica, the first caller of the hour, baby. You know, that's some good stuff, man. And it is what it is. See,
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
yo, you're born in the darkness. You know, the craziest thing about that movie, I had to go back and watch it again because my brother was talking about the current Batman that's out now is good, you know? So I had to go back and rewatch it. Don't you know that he said,
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
molded in it, you know? See, the reason why he was born in it, you think that it took a lot of patience? You think that he was like he was year one, year two? No, he was a grown man when he was fighting Batman. And he said, hey, he was molded by the darkness. See, right now, y'all being molded by the darkness, you know? So it is what it is. Brian Rolls says, bad call. Well, call in, Brian. You got a chance to spit your mind, and we would listen to what you have to say. The phone line is 657-390-7391. That's the hotline for your mind. I appreciate everybody with the likes and the hearts on the Facebook group. I appreciate y'all so much for it, Cowboy Nation. James Bradbury just got let go. I hope my Eagles sign him for the CB. You know, and this is from Dujon. Shout out to you, man, and shout out to your team or what have you. But let's get the 973. You in the mix. You live.
Hey, Law, this is Sam.
What's good with you, man? Talk to me, man.
And nothing much. Just wanted to get your thoughts on, do you think we need to get Dak more help Like you look at like the Rams getting all the weapons they got. They got Kyler
Right.
Murray, Trey McBride, and they traded for Hollywood. I think it's Hollywood Henderson. I know D Hop is out for first game, but I feel like we need to get Dak at least one more weapon to be competitive with the rest of the teams in the NFC. That's it for me.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for jumping in. Thank you for calling. And I'm going to answer that one offline, of course. More help. You're always looking for somebody to help. And I think that the more is the merrier. And even if, like James Bradbury, I want you guys to go back and look at that Giants game and look up CeeDee Lamb, that first play that James Bradbury tried to slow down CeeDee Lamb, and it was a juke, double inside move, and boom, touchdown. So it all depends on what system you go to as well. James is good. Don't get it twisted. But last I checked, James was up against my guy CeeDee Lamb. Oh, my God, he buried him and burnt him. But we look at it as a collective, and I would be happy if the Cowboys do decide to pick him up. But here's the thing, not for no $12 to $13 million. So help is help, but let's get to 312. You're live in the flex. Talk to me. 312. All right, well, he was live. All right, Cowboy Nation. Law, we missed 3 opportunities in the 2014 during the Packers game. The Packers fumbled the ball, the kickoff after we scored. We failed to recover the ball. Yep. We failed to recover the ball, right? And the guy that made the play, Peppers, he was the guy that when we look back at, and even during the free agent time, we was like, nah, we good. We didn't need Peppers, right? So if you want to look at it and go all the way back to the 2014, that could be the same situation said about that particular team. But neither here nor there. Opportunities are always around. But like I said earlier, when they say luck, what Jimmy Johnson said is when preparation meets opportunity. Shout out to Vaj Lombardi. Appreciate you for jumping in. Can we stop the nonsense? We just watched the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. There's no excuses for the Cowboys not being able to get there in these years. Floyd 700. You watched the Bengals go to the Super Bowl with no excuses, right? Put it like this. Would you prefer to go all the way to the Super Bowl and to ultimately lose? Right? You don't know what the Bengals going to look like for the 2022 season. And granted, like I said previously, we witnessed teams go to the Super Bowl to never return. Just because you go to the Super Bowl doesn't mean that that's the ultimate goal. Winning is the ultimate goal. Let's let my guy 707 in the house. You live. You're live,
Hello?
707. Yeah, I can hear you, man. You're live on the radio. What's good?
Hey, man. Man, I'm at work, but, man, I've been watching your show for a while. I love the channel, man. You're doing good. But, man, I need to say something, man, about my man Zeke. I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys going to agree with it. I don't know, but this is where I'm at with Zeke. I don't want him on the team no more, man. He's taking too much damn money for not doing nothing for us. What has he done? Like, be honest, like, bro, I don't want him, bro. Like, cut this man, trade him. I do not want Zeke. And I'm sorry, I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm only 21 years old. I'm still young, but I don't see why they're keeping Zeke. I don't understand it. He was he's not the highest paid running back in the league, but I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it at all. Like, Zeke's not the same, bro. When have you seen a running back like that's just been good? You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's just not consistent, bro. I don't like Zeke.
Well,
that's just what.
Well, I feel what you said. I know you said that you are at work or what have you. But here's the thing with Ezekiel Elliott. It's not the fact that Ezekiel Elliott is trash or horrible or washed up. It's just that his utilization is horrible. I think that the Cowboys would have had a better
thing, though. That's the thing. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
That's
go ahead.
the thing. I actually personally think he is washed, bro. I don't see any burst since do you see the burst since we drafted him that first year, the second year? Do you see any of that burst anymore? I'm sorry. All I see is a 6'1" fat ass dude that can't run the ball no more. I'm sorry. I'm excuse my language, but bro,
No.
I'm just.
Did you watch? Did you watch the Minnesota game?
I did watch the Minnesota game.
And did we
and
win?
I know
did we
he
win
went over 1,000 yards this past season? I know.
How did we win? How did we win that game down the stretch? I know Cooper Rush was throwing it, but that last play.
You're right.
That last play, that play that he did, that was burst, that was acceleration. He ran through his guy and got the first down, and they ultimately scored the touchdown because it was a 4th and long play, by the way. So I get it. He had the PCL tear. Now I think it's malpractice, coaching malpractice, as it relates to the coaching staff and how they utilize Ezekiel Elliott. The most explosive player on our team last year was who?
Yep.
Let me know. Who's the most explosive player on our team last year?
I mean, to me, honestly, it was.
Tony.
If you want to talk about running backs most explosive are Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, right?
Running back that we have. Come on, it's Tony Pollard. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we gonna see this season. We got him Tyler Smith. If the line's healthy, I just want to. All I want to see, bro, is a 100-yard game. When's the last time we saw that? That's all I want to see, man. I don't want to see no 60-yard game, 50-yard game. Like I don't want to see that no more. We paying him all this money. When we could have probably, cut him, went to go get Von Miller.
Oh my God! But the contract is guaranteed. It's the way they wrote the contract up with Ezekiel Elliott. All I can say is look at the game before the PCL tear. I think he put up 120 yards against the Eagles last year. I'm just going off the top of my head. It was the first time he played them, and they were the 3rd-ranked team in rushing defense at the time. And Ezekiel Elliott, if used right, I think that this team can utilize him better. By the way, but if used right, I think the Cowboys got them a good situation with Ezekiel Elliott. But when you look at Ezekiel Elliott as the end-all, be-all, I think the sun is set on that part of it. But if they utilize him in the mix, then it's a whole nother story. But I appreciate you, man, so much for calling in.
Yeah, man, you take care, man. Take care. And, man, if Zeke hearing this, man, get it together, man, because, bro, I'm telling you, I'm getting sick of it.
No doubt. Appreciate you, fam. Salute.
Yep.
See, that's how it goes. You can't look at the situation as an isolated person and say, Ezekiel Elliott. Got to look at the complete picture. The Cowboys let's go all the way back for the first half of the season. They were 6-1, and primarily they was 3rd in rushing. Balanced approach means everything. And I believe that the Cowboys looked at this situation and said, you know what? Let's go get the best run blocking offensive lineman out of this draft, and that's Tyler Smith. He got nastiness. They'll kick him inside, and that's when you utilize everything and not some things. But speaking of everything, I got the guy who brings the party. His last name is Vach. No. Lombardi, what's good, baby? You live.
Brother Law, what's good with you, man?
All is well. I can't complain, man. Talk to me, man. What you got on your mind?
First of all, before I get into this football, man, I want to tap in with you. You must have changed your number or something or dropped your phone in the toilet. I've been trying to get a hold of you, man, but me and the round table trying to make sure you ain't got kidnapped, man. What the business is?
No, man. I got my phone blocked to everyone, man. I got you blocked, bro.
Oh.
I got you. I got you blocked. I got Scott. I got a whole round table blocked. Everybody blocked.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You can re-block us. Just tap back in with us, man. We want to make sure you all right.
Man, I'm all good, man. But I'll talk to you off air about everything, though.
For sure. But in terms of, Cowboys, man, in terms of, football, I just wanted to drop a handful of nuggets on your show. Leave and listen. I don't want Cowboy fans to look at this wide receiving core and think that it's going to be trash. I don't want y'all to think that this is going to be some type of, Deontay Thompson, Allen Hurns core. This ain't that core, man. I want y'all to go back and watch a little bit of film of James Washington when he had Ben throwing the ball and Ben was good. James done dealt with, Mason Rudolph. He done dealt with some other little cats. He's dealt with Ben when he's bad. But if you look at that good James Washington year, bro, he was looking like one of them dudes, man. And CD Lamb, he's a younger cat, and you could feel, just from the vibe in the nation that just because we let go of Cooper, that we're just gonna be bad as a receiving core. You look at Lamb. Lamb was our leading receiver, and we never had to worry about plantar fasciitis with Lamb. Plus, it's his third year, and that's when wide receivers typically make that jump. So I just want to just run this by your audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the idea that we're better without Cooper. I love Amari Cooper, but just if you take CeeDee Lamb, a Michael Gallup that we're going to have for the majority of the year, not the first 2 games or so, but the majority of the year, James Washington, Jalen Tolbert, and then put that versus Cooper, a younger Lamb, a hurt Gallup. Gallup really didn't play too long for us, and a Cedric Wilson. I just want y'all to compare and just contrast last year's core with this year's core. We lose Cooper, who may be the best receiver so far because we don't know how much Lamb is going to improve, but I think the core as a whole is just a smidgen, a tad little bit better. And I ain't say there's nowhere else because I can't prove it yet, but I want to say it on your show. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to think about that.
Hey, let me ask you this though. A lot of people with that filthy Eagles green on, they thinking that A.J. Brown is elite. In your opinion, in your expertise, is A.J. Brown elite?
Well, if A.J. Brown was elite, the Eagles would have paid him. So, that's one thing. Or they would have made a way to keep him. We saw the report saying that they just didn't feel right about paying A.J. Brown. Okay, well, all right, player, if that's how you feel. Normally dudes that's elite, they get paid, they get held on to, they get prioritized. The Titans didn't feel that way. So if the Eagles want to feel that he's elite, hey man, whatever, flow shot boat or whatever, but this still comes back to the quarterback position. You can have all the catches in the world. I'm not saying AJ Brown's bad. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
Good guy.
I just don't think he gonna change the world or nothing like that. I get into these, social media, Twitter arguments all the time. Eagles fans running around thinking that they have the best roster now. Listen, I don't care what you think, bro. Y'all got blowed out twice last year, and y'all ain't get 30 points better. You know what I mean? If you lose Amari Cooper during the season, the Vegas odds may change 2 points or something like that, right? So, gaining A.J. Brown doesn't make y'all 30 points better. Gaining, and look, I love Dean, I love Jordan Davis, but y'all didn't become blowout proof overnight. We still got our core guys. And to be fair, I love Amari Cooper. I love La'el Collins, but we was beating the shit out the Eagles with Terrence Steele, and Cooper only had 3 catches that game. We smoked the Eagles via run game, you understand? And then there was the upside to passing that we could smoke the Eagles with. So, I'm not on this. The Eagles are the best roster in the East now. I'm not changing my mind that fast.
Yes, indeed, man. That's a good insight, man, on the Cowboys versus the Eagles, man. What else you have for this, man? Because you spitting some fire over here, man.
Hey man, that's really all I got, man. Just one last point on the draft class, what just made me feel better about it. I don't think there are many people on your show that feels bad about the draft class, but just take away where we got guys. Of course, if you factor in value, you can say what you want about the class, but just look at the collective of dudes you got. Right. Just look at the new dudes that walk into the building. And I think the Cowboys did 2 things. We thought about where we were good at, and we thought about the impediments. Right? Where the Cowboys were at our best, we were running the football and we were physical. I think we've upped the physical on the offensive line. I think Connor's more, I would say, veteran savvy with his athleticism, and Tyler Smith is going to have to figure out technique. But if we just get into a bar fight, this Cowboys offensive line is better than last year's offensive line in terms of bar fight. You can say, but La'el Collins is gone. I feel you, and I love me some La'el Collins. I'm a fan of La'el Collins. It hurts that he's not here. But when we was playing our best football, Terrence Steele was just over there chilling, getting it done. You know what I mean? So, we just can't pretend like that wasn't a thing. And then the other side of it is when we were looking the worst is when we couldn't stop the run. We've got some guys we've beefed up. Look, Ridgeway was a steal. I don't care what nobody say. John Ridgeway was a steal. And you pair that man up, and look, he may not be a first team guy. Like, he may not be starting, he may not be full time. But we saw last year plenty. Justin Hamilton had to play. Some of these other miscellaneous dudes had to play. Quentin Bohanna had to play. If you think about prior to Neville Gallimore coming back, also Diggy Zoo was getting 50 snaps a game. That man was tired, right? So you add the new guys, and then you add the idea, Osa gets better with his off-season peanut butter. Michael Parsons get better with his off-season peanut butter, right? So now you look at that plus the Eagles, and you go all right, cool, who's the better team now? I don't think it's close, man. So I think the Cowboys are just fine. I'm not worried about it. And we going to smoke the shit out of people in the season. We going to the playoffs straight like that.
Woo-wee! I know. See,
You merely adopted the dark.
oh my goodness, man, that's
I
good
was
stuff.
born in it.
You're born in it. See, that's the darkness right there coming out on everybody, man. Hey, man, let everybody know where to find and follow you, Vach.
Hey, man, find me at VOCHLOMBARDI and tune into The Volume on YouTube, The Volume. We go live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central. Y'all be sure to tap in with me. Law, appreciate you for having me on. Hey, tap in with me after the show and then block me again. Salute.
No doubt, man. Everybody getting these blocks over here. But appreciate him, man. Hey.
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, man. That's some good stuff over here, man. Hey, for all of the people that don't understand.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Boy, I'm telling you guys right now, that was good. Anybody else want to follow up on that call? Oh, my goodness, man. That was some good stuff. It is what it is. Brother Darkness, you know. That's good stuff, man. Be sure to find and follow Vach Lombardi with that handle and check out D Volume as well. Blockhammer, shout out to y'all, man. Yes, indeed. What we got from here is the 312, man. You're live. You're live this time.
I'm back.
You
Can
back,
you hear
man.
me?
Yeah, you live and you back, man. Talk to me.
All right, real quick, Law, real quick. I think one of the problems people keep saying, get rid of Zeke, Dak needs. None of that will work unless our offensive coordinator plans an attack to attack a defense. The same problem since Jason Garrett. Now we got Scott Linehan. It's ongoing. This is what we do. This is what we do this week, so that our talent, because we got a talented team, can do its best against others' defenses. The Denver last year, sad. Why? They played. We didn't change our attack in the process. If Mike McCarthy don't want to call the plays, he needs to get with Dak, his offensive coordinator, and say, hey, this is what this defense does. What did Bateman say about if Michael Irvin would have played in that game against San Francisco, we lost? He would have had 10 for 150. Why? I would have put CeeDee Lamb on their weakest cornerback and worked him all day. We don't attack defenses. So it's not Zeke's problem. Yeah, he had a bad PCL last year. That was bad coaching.
Coaching malpractice, man.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, but let me say this again. You know, with Ezekiel Elliott, the main problem was with Ezekiel Elliott, yes, he had the PCL tear, but I believe if they know how to ration his load, then it would have been better. I went all the way back to saying, you remember Jerome Bettis and Fast Willie Parker? You remember those two boys? Exactly. Right. So I think that Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard would be better than just Ezekiel Elliott. Or if you flip it, been better than just Tony Pollard. I think that this team need to utilize both sets, and they understood that, so that's why they going back to 12 personnel look. That's why they're going to have the two or the twin tight end set to present power, and that's why they went and drafted Tyler Smith. And listen to what Vach Lombardi just said a few minutes ago about getting back to that physicality. We were 6-1, Cowboy Nation, when we ran the ball with balance versus what we try to do on the back end. But go ahead.
Yeah, but we didn't attack defenses. If we're not going to attack a defense, and we got to get over them 5 running plays. Like when Zeke said he went to cover, we only got 5. We only got running plays. We don't show different. We don't different set against a defense. They call plays. If my order can call the plays, what you think a professional defensive coordinator is doing? Yeah. We've got to mix it up better on the offensive side. Kevin Moore, he ain't no wonder boy. I'm sorry, I can coach better than him.
Yeah, I think that he was punched in the mouth and he didn't know how to recover, man. And sometimes you gotta know how to recover, and he just didn't have that recovery.
Yeah, but come on.
But I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
That's when Mike McCartney's got to step up.
I appreciate you, man.
Big dog.
Salute. Good call from him. Back-to-back good calls, man. We got 601. You live.
What it do, Big Brody? How y'all doing today, man?
What's good, man? What's good, man?
Yeah,
the Twin Maker.
I heard y'all out here. Hey, what it do, man? It's your boy Twin Maker, man. I hear you and Botch out here cooking, speaking that hot stuff over here in Cowboy Nation, man. I see how y'all guys are excited to be the number 2 team in the NFC this year. I'm loving what y'all saying. I'm liking how y'all taking our blueprint, trying to incorporate it into what you guys are going to put into y'all scheme this year. Sounding good. Hey, all I got to say is I can't wait to see y'all guys in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys stay consistent. Don't waver to and fro. Stick with the game plan so y'all come and see the big boys who gave y'all the blueprint on how to get W's. No.
You already know what my guy said. Revenge is like the sweetest joy. I can't say the rest, but you already know revenge is like the sweetest joy. And we going to get that revenge against those 49ers, man. Hey, appreciate you for showing the blueprint, but it goes back to this, the physicality, the mentality. I remember when Mike McCarthy said, hey, remember, Jerry? Remember what the 49ers did in the playoff? Remember? So we got the physicality. Hey, the last time we were punched in the mouth in the playoff game by the 49ers, the pass interference that Prime had on my guy, Michael Irvin. What happened the next year? What happened the following year? You see, it was y'all that dropped the ball this year. Y'all supposed to win the Super Bowl, but that's okay. Now it's time for the Cowboys. Now it's time for the Cowboys to step up and show everybody that, hey, we got the physicality now, and we're going to bring the thunder from down under. It's going to be total pandemonium.
You think you got the physicality. Hey, that's what y'all trying to do. So hopefully y'all stick with it. That's the whole thing about it. Sticking with it, man. Look, I can't wait to see y'all this year. You know what I'm saying? Because guess one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. We ain't got Jimmy Noodle on Garoppolo no more. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I want to make sure y'all guys stay on the Cowboys' head, make sure they do what they need to do, because I want to see y'all again. We need to have a run, like I said earlier in the week, man, like the old school days when we got these Niners and the Cowboys going there and throwing haymakers back and forth and back, and showing everybody when the 2 real teams come through, and make sure the league is better, because we are better when the Niners and the Cowboys are out here winning games and showing everybody what the true, what real football looks like. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, we'll find out, man. You speaking all of that hot flames right now, but we'll find out during the season when you get tired of Trey Lance staring down his receiver and then throwing that interception, and y'all get away from the identity and the philosophy of your team, especially since Debo, his best friend, is down there in Miami land. Right or wrong?
I don't care about
no. Right or wrong. Right or wrong. His best friend, because see, a lot of people don't understand and know that. His best friend is Miami.
Don't mess up, though. Don't mess up, though, because look, the same thing Vosh Lombardi was preaching. He said, hey, I love when I had Amari Cooper on the team. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all loved it, right? But guess what? Y'all ain't crying, though, because y'all made sure y'all had backup before y'all moved up on from him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, look, even though Debo, if he cried now, we got backup if he do leave. You know what I'm saying? We got a contingency plan in place. You see what I'm talking about?
All right, man. All right. It's all good. It's all good.
Hey, I just want to call in, man, mess with y'all, man, let y'all know. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Share this fire content that y'all hearing, man, on this wonderful afternoon, man, and y'all Cowboys, y'all have a good one. I can't wait to see you. But hey, remember one thing: gold is always better than silver. All right?
Yeah. All right, man. That's a good walk-off conversation, man. I would tell you to lean forward, but I don't want you to tell Mom, though. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Gold is always better than silver. It's depending on how many pieces of gold you have, you know. But we got the silver and blue, and we stay true over here, man. All right, so let's go to who else, man? We got a full house over here. 856, you in the mix.
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I'm a Cowboys fan, man. You
right.
know, like we got. I think we should grab another receiver though, man. I like the little dude we picked up. You know, I think he's gonna be all right though, but I think we need like another, good receiver though, man.
And like who? Like talk to me.
I would like for us to pick up Jarvis Landry. Man, though he's still out there.
Well, I feel you, man. I think that the Cowboys are happy with the wide receivers that they got. Like the previous callers and Voch Lombardi said, let's not sleep on James Washington. I know he's 5'11", but he can high point the ball. He can play on the outside and in the inside. And what they got out of CeeDee Lamb heading into his third year, mixed in with the philosophy of going back with 12 personnel that will take on the middle of the field. Jake Ferguson can pretty much catch everything that's thrown his way. But I want you to take a look at this undrafted rookie by the name of Ty Freifogel. That's his name, actually, Freifogel. He's a Mississippi boy from Moss Point. Check him out, man. He gonna do some noise during his offseason, as well as Dontario Drummond, another Mississippi boy. I can't wait to see those boys during this offseason. And when you look at their skill set, you probably say to yourself, the Cowboys might have found them a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, man, I would love that, man. But I think we had a pretty decent drive. They gave us a C.
That's okay.
What I mean, but but I think we're gonna be all right though, man. Or like I said though, we got the best quarterback in our division, man. Still, the other teams, they made a couple moves or whatever, but we still got the best quarterback in our division. So that's the best thing about it.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Thank you for calling in.
All right, thank you, man. Dallas all day, man.
All day, man. Shout out to him. Good call from him. Good call from him. All right, so when we talk about this, just pump the brakes. Cowboy, last year around the same time, the Cowboys were ranked not 19th. They was ranked 21st. You guys remember that? Everybody was ranking, doing their power rankings or what have you, and they had no clue of what this defense is going to look like. So don't fall into the grades nor the power rankings. Don't fall into that, because here's one thing that I do know for sure. Teams got to lace them up and line them up. And for every draft pick that you're high on, there's a big high bust rate for those particular players. And I'm not selling or denigrating the 49ers, shout out to them, but I'm not selling or denigrating the Eagles or Washington nor the Giants. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. But you still got to get coached up, and as well, you still got to play the game. Everybody got that good paper right now. It's on paper, everything looking good, and it's pretty, but you still got to lace them up. Lamar with the super chat says, Law, on defense, the focus was teaching philosophy. We do not have that on offense. That is a key factor that we don't have. Is Kellen Moore teaching versus telling players what to do? And Lamar, I got shanked with the butter knife. He's speaking the truth. I don't think that Kellen Moore is pretty much teaching a philosophy or giving us a legitimate scheme. But hopefully, if you go back to physicality look, and when they present what we faltered on, because we had no answers against zone defense when they dropped 5 to 6 DBs, we had no answer to it. We absolutely had no answer to it. But before y'all beat up the quarterback with that, newsflash, the best quarterback that you can imagine with your eyes out of the NFC last year had no answers to quarters defense. His name is Aaron Rodgers. Oh, excuse me, on the AFC side, he had no answers. Absolutely. Big zero. No answers to that. I'm going to drop 5 to 6 DBs. And that's what the Cincinnati Bengals did. They had Eli Apple shutting down Tyreek Hill. I digress. Shout out to Deekwa Law. I'm snitching on all of those who have not smashed that like button. Come on. 380 folks in here and only 174 likes, man. Come on, man. Y'all got to hit that like button, man, if y'all want us to continue to go. Come on.
Shame.
Hit that like button.
Shame.
My guy Starboy said it's Mr. Nasty time. Yes,
It's
indeed.
Mr. Nasty time.
It is. It's flat out Mr. Nasty time. Let me get the 757. You live.
What's going on, Law? How you doing, boss man?
Nothing to it, man. It's just grinding over here. Talk to me.
I know that's right. First of all, to your brother, silver might be better than gold, but the wise men follow.
You just said it. Silver might be better than gold. That's all we have to know. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Silver is better than gold with a star on it, right? The wise men follow the star. But no, what I want to say is the biggest thing with this team, the biggest thing holding back this team is not Dak Prescott. It's not Zeke. A couple people already alluded to it.
Right.
It's Kellen Moore. And the issue is, he's not an offensive coordinator. I call him a play caller.
Collector of plays.
Offensive coordinator has a scheme. Offensive coordinator knows how to call a play to set up another play. They know how to attack weaknesses. Kellen Moore is just calling plays. And that is the issue. If we look at Zeke was at his best when we were in 12 or when he had a fullback. When we put him out there by himself with 3-4 wide receivers, he's not going to be able to he's not able to create the way that he can when he's in 12, when we're in 12, when we're in 13, when he has a fullback to help. Dak is at his best coming off of play action, but we stay in shotgun and 3-4 wide receivers. There's no real threat to run the ball. So therefore, that play action, when we go under center and do a play action, we're telegraphing everything that we have done.
Yeah.
So to me, another wide receiver is not going to help this team. Another running back would not help this team.
Right.
One, if you bring Kellen Moore in, we're going to help. And the more, like you said during the whole draft process, the more toys you give Dan Quinn, and the more toys you give the guy who knows how to use them, the better the overall team is.
Yeah. I mean, you're spitting the truth right
help
now.
Would be another offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator. But here's the thing. We're not finna change that part of this team. And that's the unfortunate part of the situation. The only hope for most was like, hey, can we just get Kellen Moore over to Miami and force another offensive philosophy here in Dallas? Because one can argue that this team looked the exact same since 07, 08, 09 because the same principles were still put in place. And hopefully, man, with Kellen Moore, if we can get back to this particular mindset when we are in 12, that he can disguise a scheme, quote unquote, hopefully, against Quarters defense. That's our biggest thing. Get back to physicality and run against that because that's what you're supposed to do. And he just didn't do it last season.
This is, not to cut you off, this is my team though. And I'm never one to want my team to lose or anything. But I feel like if we were to come out of gate, and struggle on offense, not lose the games, but say we struggle on offense, we win the game 17-14, 17-13, and we're struggling on our offense. Mike McCarthy knows his seat is hot. He is not going down on that sword for Kellen Moore.
No.
If he's not going to fire him mid-season, he's going to start calling them plays. And if you look at how he used to call plays against the Quarters and against that type of defense, we would be in a better situation because he uses his tight end.
That's one thing that you know for sure is Mike McCarthy know how to utilize his tight ends. And believe it or not, in college, he played tight end. And that's a good nugget for you to present to everyone about Mike McCarthy and the tight end. So I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, appreciate you, boss man.
Anytime. It's a good call from him. And people fail to realize the tight end is always the quarterback's best friend. And it's quite strange to me that even Aaron Rodgers have not been back to the Super Bowl. Oh, you guys look up who was his tight end when he won the Super Bowl. And I get it, Cowboy Nation. It's been a long time for the Cowboys, right? But you got to look at the complete picture and not just a piece of it. And I think that this particular team need to get back right to it. Let me get to 404. You've been waiting patient over here. You're live.
What's going on, Law? How you doing, brother?
All is well. I can't complain.
Listen, man, this is Pastor Q, man. I called in and hanging in the boys today and talked with Nate, Shannon, and Jerry, man, and I posed this question to them. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. And
Big
this
Nate.
is more about upper management.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're not utilizing Tony Pollard to his fullest.
Right.
But I do think he's a vital part of the offense because in the games that were very, very close, or I look at the games when he was utilized the appropriate way, we were either winning or we were coming back in the game. namely Oakland. And he pretty much won that Chargers game almost himself in rushing and what he was doing. And that speaks back to your 12 personnel. So we have $13, $14 million in cap space.
Right.
Why not take the time to try to extend him, because he is an unrestricted free agent after the year. You know he's a baller. It's a scheme where we're not using him. But if we don't do that and he has a stellar year, you know his price is going to go up, and we're going to let him walk. And I just don't feel that. I feel we have a 1-2 punch right now with Zeke and with Pollard. I just want to get your thoughts on that, man. What do you think? What would you do if you were the GM, man, in this situation?
They should have extended Tony last year. When you wait,
right about that too.
When you wait to the last year of the contract, the price of the bag goes up, and the knowledge base of the player say, hey, man, I can seek more money on the open market. That's the name of the game, too, is to hit the open market on a good pace. But when you wait to the final year, that's when the price is its peak point. So if Tony Pollard balls out, I'm talking about go crazy, that price is going to go up, and then ultimately going to have to play the compensatory pick game, and hopefully they get a third-round draft pick out of Pollard. But that's the philosophy of the Cowboys. Unfortunately, is that the right way to do it? No. Now, the only person that got paid way, way before their time was up was, of course, my guy Ezekiel Elliott. You know, Rocky Arsenal, he saw the writing on the wall. Oh, y'all drafted a running back? Okay, no worries. And then y'all start talking glowingly of said running back, and he looked at the body count that he had on his running back, and he said, well, my client want max contract now. And the Cowboys folded, and they gave way. So is that the right way for the Cowboys to operate and handle that? It's speculative. So, but I don't know, man. It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 situation with the Cowboys heading into this year, because we don't know what this running back situation will look like ultimately.
But with that being said, then, so do you go ahead and try to extend either Diggs or CD, because this is their third year, and we know they got the player option at the fifth? Do you go to try to do something like that?
Oh, my gosh. Since it's the third year, you do open up the room to extend players. That would be the wise thing for to do it now, juxtaposed to waiting. But here's the craziest thing of it all: the salary cap itself is going to boom in 2004, in 2024 because of the agreements that signed. So these players, they know that. They agents. If I'm their agent, I'm hitting them like, hey, try to hold out to 2024, man. You know, they signed $111 billion. People federal $111 billion.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a rat race to the top. It's going to be a race to the top of who's going to get the most money. And wide receivers are going to get quarterback previous money. They're going to get $28 to $30 million a year. And DBs, what was DB that just got paid in Cleveland?
That was like 20. That was not 20. Was it close to like 20 years? For Ward? Did he get like 21?
21. So by that time, he'll be 20.
I know it was in the 20s, yeah.
Wide receivers in DB's class, as far as the money, it's kind of like right here. So they about to get it. So they're gonna try to hold out. But if they smart, the Jones family smart, they corner them and pay them now.
Yeah, you're right about that. Last thing, man, just real quick, man.
Talk to me.
I think he was on to something about Thrasher, man. The guy from Texas Tech that was hurt.
TJ
last year, Vasher. Yeah, but TJ Vasher. I'm sorry, man. 6'6", putting on weight, man, and looking at all the undrafted free agents we got, man, I think we're going to be okay at receiver, bro.
Man,
I really don't think that's going to be an issue. If we run 12 personnel, you're only going to need really two the ball. And James Watson is a Biletnikoff winner, man. Why are people sleeping on that?
Man, former tennis track player, he's going to be phenomenal in this system. But when I looked at Ty, look up this dude, man. Even if you want to do the highlights, I've been looking at the all 22s. Ty Freifogel.
Yeah, no, I got you, man. I follow you, bro. Yeah, man. Like I'm saying, we straight. It's just, we don't have enough room, bro. Somebody's gonna have to go.
You know who Ty? Look, before I let you go, I know I got a lot of people in here. Don't you know?
Yeah.
Ty reminds me of the way he catches the ball with Odell Beckham. Now he runs a 4.4 4.4 guy. He's a 4.4 guy, sub 4.4 guy, and he's 6'1.5". And he's a bigger body. He's like 205. So he's a solid build guy. And if you want to look at the level of competition, he caught 3 touchdowns on Ohio, on the Ohio State Buckeyes, and he caught 2 touchdowns on the Michigan Wolverine. And it was not like, and of course they got blown out in those games, but they was playing. They had their boys on him. So he is a guy that can sneak up on a lot of people this offseason.
But the cool thing about that is those big body types is what's needed if we're going to stay in 12 personnel, man. You got the tight ends off of play action, and you're going to run the ball, man. And you got burners. So just go ahead and turn them 4-4 boys loose, man.
Yeah. So do you know who's sweating really before I let you go again?
Who was that?
Simi. Simi going to have to step up.
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate you.
But he can, though, baby. He got the vitals to step up, man. He just got to do it. That's what I'm saying. We're in a good spot with the receiver spot, man. I know we addressed everything we need to do. We got sound on the offensive and defensive line. We got the defense from last year's draft that's going to come through. I mean, I don't see us taking any steps back. Can we take that step forward?
No doubt, man. Appreciate you so much for calling in, fam.
Not a problem, bro.
Yeah. Ty had 14 touchdowns in his college career. If you look at T.J. Vasher, he had 25 touchdowns in his college career. And I know that's college or what have you. T.J. Vasher's a tall target. And Ontario Drummond, he had, I believe, 17 touchdowns in his college career, 2 rushing, and he averaged 3. He had passed the ball 3 times, too, so he can throw the ball. So if you need those Cedric Wilson type of looks, I think Drummond can bring that up. But neither here nor there. I got a lot of people that's in here. Let me see if I can get my guys up out of here, man, that's been waiting here forever. I got the 502. You live. Talk to me, 502.
Hello, how's it going?
Man, it's your world. Talk to me.
A big fan of the show, buddy. Man, I think we did real good this year, man, on draft with Jalen Tolbert, receiver, and then we got Tyler Smith and D. Williams, man. It's different than what we usually do, go with the flashy names, so I'm excited about this draft, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't flashed by our mindset, right? To their mindset, they're like, shoot. They looked at it like, let's go get the best run blocker in this draft. Right. Oh, we couldn't get the number 1 sack guy, but let's get the number 2 sack guy out of this draft. Oh, who played on a 3-4 defense at a 5 technique, and he played in the SEC. Let's go get this guy. Oh, his name is Sam D. Williams. So to them, all I'm looking for is 2 guys. 2 guys out of this draft to start, and if those 2 are the guys that start, I'm happy. But go ahead.
But I've been watching a lot of tape on Tyler too, buddy, and I'll be honest, man, he's a hoss, man.
Yeah, mentality.
So I'm excited about him. Basically he plays defense too, man. The offense line, that's basically they playing defense for our offense.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But a big fan of the show, man. Glad I got to talk to you. I just kind of figured out how to get into the live shows, and so I watch the show every day, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in.
Yep.
That's a good call from him. All right. So, hey.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
The offensive line does play defense. If you really pay attention to it, when you really pay close attention to it, offensive line play defense. That's the only position on the offense that defend. They protect. They keep the guards up, right? Don't drop your hand. Keep your face clean, right? So you can still see what you're targeting and what you're hitting with. Strike. So the offensive line do play defense. They protect. And your offensive line is an extension of your defense. So if you can run the ball, get those dirty yards, it's
Mr. Nasty time.
You can win a lot of games, right? Now, we had that philosophy in 2018, running the rock, and the person that exposed that philosophy, that we was porous on our defensive front on stopping the run, was by the name of the Colts. I think that if we never played the Colts, when we got into the playoffs, the Rams would never thought to run the ball with C.J. Anderson, right? But this team done changed way a whole lot since then, right? But neither here nor there. 252, you live.
What's going on, my boy Law, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you live, man. I can hear you, fam. Talk to me.
Man, what's going on, Law, man? I just had to call and let you know, man. I love the show, man. Look, I was the one that DM'd you on Twitter too about my boy Damone Clark, man. When you said you little fire emoji back, you got your phone in your hand, man. See?
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. So you're a Bama guy, right?
Man, nah. I'm from I'm all the way down here from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, man.
Oh, Carolina.
Long way from you, man.
Okay. I thought you was in Alabama, man.
Yeah, man. Then nah, man. It's a little southern down here, though. You know how it goes. But look, man, I just had to call and let everybody know, man. Look, man, y'all be patient with these Cowboys, man. A lot of teams have won championships, basketball and football through the draft, man.
Man, I lost you.
Man.
I lost you, man. You got to repeat that one more time. Repeat that one more time.
Can you hear me now? I said, man, I said we got to be patient with the draft. I said, because a lot of teams won championships without free agents, big signing free agents for the offseason, man. Look at the Seahawks, man. They went to the Super Bowl without free agents, man. Really, the LOB was built during the draft.
Yeah, but man,
that's all I'm saying.
I appreciate you so much, man, for calling in. I can barely hear you, but man, I appreciate you, bro.
That's true, man. I'm gonna have to get you back, man. But all right.
All right, bro. All right, so no, in the last few years, it's been free agency, man. That really pushed teams over. But if we win the Super Bowl, everybody will point to, hey, remember, Cowboys made a free agent move, Dante Fowler, right? So the people will look at that. So it is what it is. But far as big name free agency, the Cowboys just been avoiding that. And that's just their philosophy. But the philosophy, this is a copycat league, and so far the free agency been kicking butt in that wheelhouse. So let me do this. Let me lock it up.
The conference has been locked.
Because if not, man, I see 1,000 people in here. This line is longer than Shaq feet, and I would never get a chance to get everybody down. So let me get this one. I don't know if I already talked to you, man, but you're live again. 856. 856. All right, good. I already talked to him. MJ, you live.
What's up, family? How you been doing?
Oh, man, I can't complain. Talk to me, man.
Man, I'm just feeling good. You know, like you say, defense win championship.
Yep.
And what's going to be funny is when we play the offense, that's why they got big boy. When they put that big boy, your boy Duke is training him. He's studying with Duke, who helped our right tackle.
Taylor Steele, yeah.
Yeah, so that running in the middle, I was watching film all yesterday, and I was watching the center for us, and he really didn't play that bad. Sometimes, you know, he'll be out of position, but their mind was so worried about Connor Williams that it makes everybody play bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you have that one bad tooth can make all the tooth messed up. And that's how it was with Connor Williams. When they put that big kid gonna be killing mauling people. So now you're gonna get the running game in that 12 package. When Ezekiel, Ezekiel have a good year, and Pollard, because that 12 package and the surprise that tight end we got, he's gonna have about 400 yards catching. He's gonna make. He got the best hands on the team, on our team. He got the best hands on the team, and he's gonna make some plays. And then look what they did for the defensive tackle. That's what me and you like. I saw the difference. What make Ridgeway so good? I like what he do. He ain't getting moved. That makes the when you don't move the dude,
right? That
makes the halfbacks go to the outside. And what we got on the outside? We got linebackers now that run 4-4s, 4-5s. So the Cowboys was smart, because you like me and you was talking along. Remember they'll throw a screen to a halfback?
Right.
He'll catch a 2-yard pass, and then next thing you know, he run down the field for 15 yards. I was like, man, come on. I used to get pissed on that play.
Right.
The halfback play was killing us. and running up the middle sometimes was killer. They making sure they're gonna make it hard for teams this year, and that's why them quarterbacks. I told you we're gonna get a lot of sacks, and you said it. That guy from Atlanta, Washington gonna turn it out because he got a 1 year. He playing for his life. The DN for us playing for his life. Them guys are smart. People say, man, go to Dallas. You play off, you get 10, 12 sacks, you're going to get a $50 million contract. Receiver, go to Dallas. Do like your boy from Green Bay. Right. He going to get, you get like 800, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns, you're going to get a contract. The guys ain't stupid. Everybody come to Dallas to get that big contract. And I ain't going to blame Dak. I just want him to get better, but I want him to play like 2016. That 12 package will help Dak Prescott a lot. And I'm going to tell you, guys, we got 11 receivers.
Appreciate you, man, Jay, man. That's your time. But, hey, it is what it is. 12 personnel will help. And, hey, being the defensive on the defensive front, defensive tackle, shut down the run. He was one of the better run stuffers in the college this past season, John Ridgeway. So I think that will help out as well, man. I appreciate you, fam.
All right, family. Be safe. Shalom.
Yeah, one love, man. Appreciate you. So, I mean, I get what he's saying. Yeah, John Ridgeway, he's no one to sneeze at. He's 6'6", 320 pounds. And when you think of it and you look at the Arkansas defensive front, it was just him. It wasn't him playing alongside of another elite interior guy. It was just him. He was the anchor. So when you look back at the film, you would say to yourself, this is about to get nasty. And I can't wait to see John Ridgeway in the Cowboys uniform penetrating and getting upfield. Next, we have the 940. You live. Hard hitter, you live. 702.
What up? Is that Law?
Yeah. I'm here, man. Talk to me.
What up, my boy Law? Man, bro, so I just wanted to check in with you real quick. How you doing, man? It's Low. Hard hitter from Vegas.
Vegas, man, in the house. Man, hey, man, it's all good, man. I hear you. Talk to me.
All right, man. So I went ahead and, I was over here at the draft. We did a 3-day event.
Right.
Saw all our picks come through. I ain't gonna lie. I after looking at Tyler Smith's tape, how can I say it? Law, tell me, is he gonna be a year or two away, or is he really gonna step up in here and be a contributor? Trying to make us get to the playoffs, because I really look at all of these draft picks as being a year or two away. Is this going to be I've already had it set in my head. Now you tell me if I should get this out of my head, and because you have more experience on the tape and the statistics and the knowledge of it. But I've looked at all of these draft picks, and I really feel like this draft was building towards next year and the year after. I really don't feel like we chasing the Super Bowl this year, and we supposedly chasing the Super Bowl every year. Now I'm trying to see where this can go this year to really get us to the promised land, but I do not see us getting to the promised land this year. I see us making major steps in developing players and hopefully making it into the playoffs, and maybe we might take a step or two, but I really don't see us reaching the promised land this year, and it's disappointing to me because I really feel that we could have done better. Being more aggressive in the draft, maybe moving up a little bit here and there to get players that we really needed instead of just, taking what was given to us. I mean, we already bargain basement shop. It felt like we were bargain basement shopping in the draft too. Everybody's gone. We can't do nothing here. We can't do nothing there. They still on our board, so we just gonna go ahead and get them.
Let me ask you this though, hard hitter, man. Who had the best? Yes, I'm gonna go back to saying this. Who had the best run blocking grade in this draft? Tyler Smith.
Yeah,
Ask you
you're
this.
right.
Outside of Aiden Hutchinson, who had more sacks than him?
Sam Williams.
Sam Williams. Where were our holes at in this draft? What we needed the most out of this team? What we needed the most out of this team?
Offensive line.
Okay.
Offensive line
They went
and pass rusher.
Pass rusher. They did those two things. Who did we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
So we lost Connor Williams. All I want at this point is look at it like this: can Tyler Smith be better than Connor Williams?
At guard,
At guard.
I believe he could be better than Connor Williams.
You believe he can be better than guard. All right, so now this is far-fetched because I think that this might not happen. But what you're banking on is Dan Quinn putting his hands on D. Williams to be better than Randy Gregory. So over or under the people that's in this chat, do you think that D. Williams can give you 6 sacks or more? What's the over or under numbers on that? You know, what are the likely odds of him getting 6 sacks? That's half of his production that he did in college. He had got a sack.
If we could get 6 sacks out of him during the regular season, that would be great.
Right.
That would be great. And I could see, and if Dan Quinn can mold him, or at least have a little bit of molding, if he could listen to Dan Quinn like Michael listened to Dan Quinn,
right,
I could easily see him getting 6 sacks. But,
yeah.
you know, that's to see if he's coachable. That's willing to see if he's willing to soak in the information that Dan Quinn's going to give him.
Right. So that's all of the draft picks. This is always the unknown, right? You know, the craziest thing of it all, you know, the draft is a crap shot. Nobody knows, right? The year like Justin Simmons, who is a dynamic, unbelievable safety, he wasn't drafted in the first round nor the second. He was drafted in the bottom of the third. And right now, you would probably kick a lot of people off your team to have Justin Simmons, right? Max Crosby, dynamic edge rusher. He wasn't drafted in the first nor the second, right? But I know a lot of people right now will look at Max Crosby and say, hey, I would kick D-Law off this team to get Max Crosby. So it all depends on what the team you go to in the development process. But for right now, it's a feel-good moment when you draft somebody early in the draft and you say, yes, this would be the dog. This would be the guy that can put us over the top. Cooper Kupp was drafted in what round, Cowboy Nation? And he ran a 4.62. I'm quite sure that the LA Rams looked at Cooper Kupp and said, hey, we got something, but a lot of people don't know it. So you just got to look at it from that perspective. And I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Law. You thank you for listening, and, you know, and just like you said, we just got to see how it all plays out. And will I see you at training camp this year?
Every time, man, I'm going to get out there. Yeah, if the Lord say the same.
All right,
I'll see you. Appreciate you, man.
I'll see you in Oxnard, my boy.
All right. Good call from him, man. And I get it, right? You know, we got to have our ways and our ups and downs with it. Jim Laws, you're live.
Hey, Law, my brother.
Hey,
I got some issues now. I'm hearing Zeke came in as a fat boy, and he came in like 215 pounds. He was like a scat back. He was tearing it up to PCL, and then even then he got 1,000 yards. And then I hear Dax, throwing the balls at people's feet, throwing it over their head. And how many times did he throw for a first down, holding Connor Williams, whatever his number is, and it's 3rd and 23. Well, Dak couldn't do it, And that even happened in the San Fran game.
Big facts.
And now the offensive line, it started off all right, but like Gerard Butler said, 300, the balance, 1 weak link and the whole thing, shoulder to thigh.
Yeah.
Similar. Well, Connor Williams was that weak, and then Biadasz next to him was getting shoved back in Dak's lap like he was on roller skates.
Big facts.
So what's Tyron supposed to do? Or Zach? They both said they had down ears. So that kind of proves the, wing cleat theory right there. Now, I think in the draft here that Sam Williams, D. Williams, and Jalen Tolbert are going to be a massive impact. And as far as people laughing about Damone Clark, he's going to make LV an afterthought. I mean, he said himself, I could play today if I had to.
Yeah,
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that Damone Clark, they shouldn't rush him. I'm ready to see Jabril Cox, that LSU linebacker, to come out there and do something for us for the 2022 season. Let's not rush Damone Clark. I think that they should still keep competition. They got a lot of guys that we're going to have to pull up some tape on as it relates to linebacker play. But Look, Devin Harper is a guy that's going to bring in some type of mentality, even though he's pegged as being a special teams guy for right now. But, hey, he got to earn his star on the side of his helmet one way or another. So, look.
Amen.
Let's just be patient with Damone. Let's not run him out there, and let's not rush him out there. Shout out to the Eagles. They got their guy, and we got ours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that ever since, the Jordan Davis and, all that. And,
no doubt.
And the Kobe Dean. But I think we ought to do those easily,
No doubt.
And putting Tyler as a left guard, he'd be in a phone booth, so we wouldn't have to worry about the hands as much.
Right.
I mean, he's a beast. He's nasty, I like it.
The physicality is about to be back in the house, man. But I appreciate you, Jim. Thank you so much for calling in.
I just wanted to make a couple points, but thank you all.
Appreciate
it. Sharon's caring.
Yes, indeed. Sharon is caring. That's the mighty Jim Laws, man. Appreciate him. All right, so now we have the 443. You're live. Let me see. There you go, 443.
How you doing, Law?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain. Talk to me.
All right. Let me put something in your ear. Now, I know we have Dalton Schultz, right?
Right.
Now, we also talking about 73 case, the guy that we picked up last year. What do you think about turning him into a wide receiver, a tight end, and then sitting the one that we drafted this year for development?
You talking about Simi Fehoko?
Yeah, make him a tight end this year.
I have to see him in blocking situations. I know that he can operate with inside the slot, but I haven't seen enough tape on him from Stanford in blocking. So just a cause for pause, and you definitely can't put T.J. Vasher at that spot as well because he's still developing on the outside. I just look at it like this: you got 3 tight ends that I really like. Jake Ferguson. I do like Dalton Schultz within the confines of the system that they're going to utilize him on in this particular situation. Going back into, we only want you to have the underneath routes, but pay attention to Peyton Hendershot. He's another tight end that can vertically he's not the fastest guy, but he's tall enough to pull the ball out of the sky, and he will be that guy that can work the middle of the field when they try to present those quarters defense or when they drop 2 safeties deep. I think that he can work in the middle of the field, and he can block. He's a willing blocker. So I just look up Peyton Hendershot, and he will be the other guy.
Okay. Now I have one more question for you.
Right.
As you say, do we bring in Anthony Barr for a cup of coffee, and would you give a shot to Davion Clowney, or would you go after JPP?
JPP and as well as Jadeveon Clowney, I got to at least see what I got out of my guys that I got now. Big Cat, I got to see what I got out of him. That's the other edge guy, the undrafted guy. And I got to see what I got out of Dante Fowler. And, of course, I got to see what I'm going to get out of the guy, Sam Williams. But here's the thing. The offseason is long. It's still long. But I got to get quality reps out of the guys that we don't know right now. And and if the Cowboys normally look at it like this, the longer you wait, the value goes down. And after week 1, think about this. After week 1, none of the veterans' money is guaranteed for the full year. So if JPP is still out there, or if Jadeveon Clowney is still there, then I can bring him in for a cup of coffee. Now, as far as Anthony Barr, I think that he's a guy that already knows this system, and I will be on the phone with him now and saying, hey,
Okay.
Anthony, what's good, man? Would you like to come on in during training camp to help these guys pick up this defense? And that's what they did with Keanu
Right.
Neal last season.
Yeah, right. Got you.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Law. I appreciate your time, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Salute.
All right.
Good call from him, but I don't want you guys to put the cart in front of the horse. They still, like this week would tell some of the story, like they would get a chance to put their hands on some of the players, and if they come in without the mindset of saying to themselves, okay, I want this position, they come in lethargic, they come in out of shape, if they come in late all the time, if they don't get that dedication, there will be some cuts. And there will be the picking up of the phone, right before training camp hit, for the veteran guys to be entertained just a little bit. And that's just how it goes. Yes, Fihoko is 6'4", 220. I think that he's now like 230 now, 232. He said he picked on some weight. He put on some pounds, and they said that they're going to utilize him as a hybrid tight end. But what's a hybrid tight end, right? A guy that can line in line, and then right before the snap or what have you, you do some adjustments from there. So he will be a guy that also can play in that slot role, and I seen him play in Stanford inside the slot. But there's a lot of people, a lot of opportunities for a lot of guys this off season. Why can't I call you, Law? The real Bishop K. I just blocked the phone lines right now, man. I'm about to wrap this show up, basically. But, yeah, Peyton Hendershot, yes, he is a guy that can catch in the middle of the field, Cowboy Nation. I'm not saying that he's a burner, but he can find ways to get at the top of the defense. The thing is, we're looking for mismatch. Can Peyton Hendershot be faster than your linebacker, who normally have stiff hips? They can't flip their hips to get up the field. And if you fool around and have a linebacker on Peyton Hendershot, and then you have another guy on the other tight end who's pretty much your nickel guy or a DB, then that's mismatches, right? Post out, catch the underneath routes, and get everything else down the field. So those are things that you have to look at. The phone lines are now shut off, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. And thank you guys for today's episode. And let me just turn the phone line off altogether. It was a good calls all together, man. There's a pair of scissors at the bottom of the screen if you're on the YouTube. Cut out the segment that you like and then just repurpose it on Twitter. And that way I know if I'm doing a good job, right? And you can cut out the segment that you like. For example, if Vach Lombardi, when he called in, was your favorite topic, use those scissors, cut that segment out, and then repurpose it to the Twitter or on your favorite fan group in Facebook, and that's help. That's sharing is caring. So what I'm looking for now is Scissors All-Stars, and there will be some awards down the line for those who share in that nature of the scissors. So if you look on my YouTube page, you should see a pair of scissors, and you can cut out your favorite segment, save it, share it, and you can call out some people, right? Because that's why I love to have the chat log along the way so that people can see the information of what they said about said player. So just like I want to say now, if you're a Tyler Smith day one person, put D1 down there in the chat. And if you're a D Williams day one person, let's put D1 down in the chat. If you're day 3, day 4, day 5 guy, I feel you, right? Last year, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm transparent. I wasn't a D1 Parsons guy. It had to really look at the complete picture, and I said, oh, that's how the Cowboys are going to utilize Parsons, okay? Not just as a linebacker. And what we found out that with Parsons, yes, he can rush off the edge, but you didn't know that week 1. You didn't know that week 1. Week 2, that's when he showed his talent, and he was able to get to Herbert right off the edge. They utilized him. Yeah, Stephen White, appreciate you. Mark V, what's good with you, Jay? We still dissatisfied on how the season ended last year. Yeah. Torre says he's a D1 D. Williams fan. You know, I appreciate you. Clark and Tolbert, day ones. I feel y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be sure we are live also on Cowboys Experience Facebook page. Be sure to hit them up and hit that like and share this content. Sharing is caring, Cowboy Nation. And let me read some of the super chats, man. I thank you guys. As Modia says, how is it that a player like Fry Fogel go undrafted? Dude is awesome. They had a 5th round grade on him, but everything been pushed back due to the fact that there's so many people that declare for the draft this year. And by order of that there are only 7 rounds in this particular new modern system, he fell to the undrafted categories, right? And sometimes you can look at it, and I looked at his tape. 2021 season wasn't like 2020 season. 2020 season, the dude was blowing up everything, killing it. And then 2021 season, he regressed in a situation as it relates to his total talent. It could have been the quarterback changing, a whole bunch of factors that we don't know. But I can't look at it as an isolated situation. But I can tell you, when you look up Fry Fogel's tape, that boy catches everything. He can catch. And he catch those difficult catches too. And if you are a Ohio State fan, you know, like, look, the dude got out on y'all. And if you're a Michigan Wolverine fan, and if you like Dax Hill, he got out on Dax Hill, you know. And Dax Hill, what round did Dax Hill win in, Cowboy Nation? He got out on him. His separation is not that far, but he high points the ball and bring it down. And unfortunately, he went undrafted. I'm not finna paint him into a corner, but there are guys that went undrafted. Did the original 88 get drafted? Y'all let me know. King says, appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you for the $2, man. Thank you so much, man. It goes a long way. Jay Versick, shout out to you for the super chat. Are you streaming any games this Friday? I'm going to see if hopefully I can, right? Shout out to you, Auntie Rolling Reviews. I appreciate you. All right, so that was pretty much everyone. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Here we go. Laugh now, cry later. Jay all day. I feel you, man. It is what it is. Dak Prescott will bring those Mississippi legs. Yes, indeed, man. But y'all already know how it goes.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
No. We was molded in it. We was shaped in it. This is guts.
That's where the guts went. Just dropped them.
Write this down, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's write this down. You know, we look at this game of football as the most complete team sport. Together, everyone achieves more. Sometimes people get caught up in the individual stars, but that's not the case nor the scenario. But I come here to tell you guys individually as a man, there's one thing a man should always do. Mainly to himself be true. Unless you should never change your point of view unless what somebody brings makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone. Because raised voices turned hearts into stone. See, in the beginning, it was brother, I will ride for brother, roll with brother, die for brother. The morals of life, live, love, and respect for another. Then, oh my goodness, there are those who will try to be smart. They will take a decent man and alter his heart, till they seek to rip him apart. Those man, no man should call a friend, because they bend lies around the truth until it meet their end. Cowboy Nation. As Todd Cook said, put me in the battle. Put me in the flames. Put me in the war. This is where we at, Cowboy Nation, right now. This is how you win it. The sweat equity is building up. And those that didn't get called on draft night, they got to be hungry enough to say, I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to put in. Yes, my name wasn't called, but I got a PhD mentality. I'm poor, hungry, and determined, right? They counted me out, but watch what I do. That's how we get this thing going the best way possible. When everyone is doubting you and everyone thinking that they got the upper hand because they were drafted first, no, you got to fight it all the way through. And that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let's get on up out of here, Cowboy Nation. If you like what you heard today, be sure to hit that like, hit that shared icon, and tell a friend or a neighbor where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk. And
nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal.
Shout out to you, Sheila Neal.
If it down in my management, I'm just warming up.
Shout out to
I
Jay.
overproducer saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up.
Lamar,
talk at the time when you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets up. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really.
He needs some milk.
Nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Dry you out and then they line you up. Ooh, now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. No, G's, no, please, no photos.
Let's go, baby. To the Eagles.
You could not live with your own failure.
So what did that do? That brings you back to me, baby.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know. Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. So you understand the words I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. As we slow this party down, be sure to smash that like button. Abuse it. Yeah, come on. Appreciate everybody. I really do. Let's go. Shout out to all of the likes.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
And more shame. Shout out to you, Steve.
It's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Could I be your player too? I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do.
Come on.
Player too.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Another one.
And another one.
And another one. Fighting you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one.
Live with your own failures.
All in one. Don't let the street lights get you all alone.
Come on.
Want the truth? You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Player too. If a paper crane can fly, then Pirelli doesn't feel that far. So far.
Shout out to you, Star Boy. Sadiqua. Shout out to you. Davis, I see you, fam. Let's go.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly
Watch this last
fly
note.
on, fly on.
Hendrix, let's go. We about, baby. Let's go. Cowboy Nation, one love. Salute.